academy for would-be and existing artists because there's a lot to learn and we have to be open to share that information. Just to clarify the point you had made about registering a title for your real estate, what is the cost to do it through the voluntary mechanism in Jamaica?
I think it's a very nominal administrative
there's actually a fee. I think you can register up to about 10 songs, if I'm not mistaken, for about $4,000.
Okay.
So it's fairly nominal, and that's at JIPO. So if you write a song, or you build a beat, or you're the owner of the actual master, you can actually go and register each of those. So the producer can go and register as the owner of the recording. The beat maker can go and do similar, and the writer likewise, the songwriter likewise.
Yeah. Now let's talk money. When a song busts, and you can give me ballpark figures, and I have done what I needed to do, and including my copyright, everything is registered. What kind of money can I look forward to? Because the artist performing gets thousands of dollars for 5 minutes. What can I look for as a writer? Ballpark.
As a songwriter in the U.S., when you're, let's start first with radio play. Okay, when you're a co-writer on a record that charts maybe like in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100 singles charts or the R&B and hip hop chart, it's pretty substantial depending on the percentage of the song you control. And when a song gets within the top 10 on the Billboard charts, you get bonuses as well on top of what you would be getting paid. So BMI will give you a bonus, and you'll see, like, for instance, one of my writers co-wrote the Drake single "Non-Stop." Well, our first BMI check that we got, you see like the bonuses across the board on every line where there were where the record was streamed and played on the radio. So you could that's only one income stream.
Yeah.
That's only one income stream of publishing. Yeah. Then you have the streaming, right? And that is really very up in the air right now. That is something that within the U.S. alone, organizations like the Recording Academy, the National Music Publishers Association are banding together to work together to get better rates for the streams, because this technology unfortunately is not covered in our copyright law.
No.
And Spotify and Pandora and Amazon are paying way below market rates on these streams. It's what it is. And people say, why is that? And it's because no one's putting a gun to their head and saying you need to pay the actual rate of what the copyright law says. So that's a real crazy thing. In fact, last year in the States, this law got passed, the Music Modernization Act, the MMA, and it's creating a mechanical license collective where it's going to streamline and make it easier for songwriters and publishers to register songs for digital income, right? But it also gave a rate increase of like 44%.
Yeah.
Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, they're appealing that rate increase. And I don't think they discussed that the other day. They're appealing that increase. They want to get that 44% that's supposed to go to writers and publishers, they want to get it reduced back down. The number is not, I'm not sure of the number as of yet, but it's from what I know, it would be a number that would be detrimental to us because they want to reduce that rate retroactively, meaning anything they've paid thus far, they're going to be able to debit all of our accounts across the board.
And it's so important to ensure that these rates increase as consumption via these platforms increase, as people are moving from the premium to the subscription base.
Yeah.
How come the songwriters don't see any parity there? Because the only other way you were getting paid if there was a mechanical royalty is 0.91 cents. But nobody's buying physical singles anymore. Nobody's downloading anymore. So it's so important that this streaming revenue keeping.
In the last couple of years, the permanent digital download numbers are just down.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. CDs and vinyl, as I discussed, they're almost non-existent. And if there is vinyl, it's like a niche market. It's not a real tangible consumption of music. It is all streaming now. Now, Spotify's premium numbers, subscribers, that's going up.
Yeah.
Everybody's premium subscribers that will pay is going up, which means our rates should go up, and everyone should be getting paid accordingly.
But, there's money to be made. Let's face it. There's actual money to be made. But at the same time, for every 100 artists that steps out in a given year or given period, the fact is only a small percentage of them are going to become stars or have hit songs. And that's a reality. So for the vast majority of others who have released recordings, you really want to look at earnings that are possible more in the context of it being a sort of like pension.
Yeah.
So it's like pennies adding up.
Yeah.
And you know, over time as your catalog grows, then you start to see your royalty statement looking different. It starts to improve as your catalog grows or to make a hit song. Now there are actually, and colleague here mentioned some numbers. In the US, and it's an important clarification we need to make. In the US, producers and artists, they do not earn a single dollar or dime from terrestrial radio.
Yeah.
So, right. So Song Exchange is a body in the US and they're similar to jams. They collect for the rights holder and the artist, the actual vocalist.
Explain Sound Exchange to them.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. So Sound Exchange is a collecting society. It's a performance rights organization. So just like the BMI, BMI is for the writers, Sound Exchange is for the artists and also for the producers. Yeah.
And the master rights.
Right, sorry.
And that-
when I say producer,
the record
I'm talking about master rights.
Yeah.
And that's not a publishing royalty, that's called a sound recording royalty.
Sound recording royalties.
Make sure you differentiate that for them.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
absolutely. That's a
Yes.
sound recording, that is not a publishing.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, once you know, let us deal with the states.
And that's substantial money too.
It is, it can be.
I'm sure.
The Sound Exchange money is a substantial amount of money. It's not small money.
It can be.
They're
It can
collecting
be.
billions.
It can be.
You wait for questions, it's exciting.
Yeah, but just to speak to that though, Shaggy, because it can be substantial money. But like I said, for the majority of persons who probably get this a few spins, it doesn't really add up like that. But Sound Exchange, they collect from the digital performance,
Yeah.
right? Which means that the streaming and also satellite radio. Now once you go satellite, that's where the money is made. So you hit Sirius XM, you hit a playlist on Sirius XM, you're gonna look nice. And I can speak to that. So in 1 year, for instance, an artist, a song that hits 1 or 2 playlists or several playlists on Sirius XM and does fairly well, a producer can make $1 million Jamaican and from it, just by being on a few playlists on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
And that's just one source. But how many actually make playlists on Sirius XM?
Yeah.
Not a lot. And so
Which
you're
is
then
the
left
argument- which
with.
is the argument we did make up earlier when I said it was that the Calaroos things are going to be swapped out for Jamaica. I remember I said that earlier. So it's not a play thing where I said, man, you can make the type of music and go over the work. When you say go to Sirius XM, but on the interview, reach early because at Sirius, when you go to Sirius, they have to book the studio. If they book this is one big studio in there, and each person, if they book a reggae artist to come at 3 o'clock, right? And they have the studio for that 3 o'clock, and then come at 4, you just lose the spot.
Yeah.
Right? But the more reggae artists that don't support, then they're gonna move. I tell you one thing, the Calaroos go ahead and show up on time though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roberta, can't do that.
Come on, it's all good.
We're ready for this.
It's all good. But then if you're not so fortunate to be on those playlists, then the statement typically is gonna reflect just a small sums, the sense that we've been talking about. So you'll see street royalties coming from the Pandoras, the Google Music, and so other streaming services. And those are small amounts, and it doesn't quite add up to significant sums unless it's a pretty big catalog or hit songs, you know. But the point is, a hit song, or you're fortunate to hit digital platforms, digital satellite radio, you can do it.
So Evan, there's a rumor that was circulating that some Jamaican artists have millions of dollars just floating around in the European market for royalties and copyright and all the things that they should be earning from their passive income, we can call it that, and they have not been able to collect it. What stands in the way of an artist being able to get the check that is there?
All right, one of the first things is that there are many artists, surprisingly, that are not signed on to collecting societies, still. And so you'll find that they had a really good career, but somehow they didn't learn, nobody told them, or they didn't go and find out for themselves. And so as artists, as musicians, they have what is called an equitable remuneration right. So you do not have to Meaning that as soon as the song is played, for instance, money is earned for you, and it's sitting there at some collecting society as performers. And if you do not register with the collecting society, and that is paid over to you, after a while, that money basically gets paid out to the overall pool that are already registered with the society.
And what that means, that overall pool are the handful of successful artists, because it's going to be prorated.
Yeah.
So you're just handing all your money over to the ones who are the hitmen.
Some countries hold it. UK holds the money for about 6 years. Germany used to hold, I think, for about 8 years, but they have now reduced to about 3 years, right? And so what really is required is that artists, you sign up to jams, we can collect the money for you globally, whether it is UK, France, you name it, as artists or even as musicians, we can bring that money home for you. And so that is key, just becoming part of that global system, ecosystem that handles remuneration of the rights.